5 juicy stocks to watch next week. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove that fact. And today we have 5 juicy stocks for all of you to keep an eye on next week, all of which are at the tip top of my personal watch list. So we have a few different kinds of companies today. We have one penny stock, we have one growth stock that I'm not yet invested in, and then we have 3 other growth stocks that I am invested in, but are at very interesting price points. I know it's Monday, it was a long weekend. I mean, everybody wants those markets back open. Trust me, I do as much as ever. It's so weird not being able to sit here pre-market, watching everything go up and down, trying to find some deals. But the market's going to be open tomorrow, and we all need to use this time effectively to figure out what we are watching. Now, my friends, since we are going to be speaking about 5 companies today, we are going to go through everything quite quickly, but I do have full videos on 4 of the 5 companies we are going to be covering today if you do want more information and full analysis on any of these companies. So right before we do get into the video, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? Drop me a comment down below, give me 3 to 5 stocks that is on your watch list for next week. And please, my friend, if you are indeed new around here, hit that juicy red subscribe button and join the family of investors. Why not? It's free. If you are interested in joining my private Discord group, that is the first link in the description. In there you get to join a community of over 1,500 investors. You get access to all of my buy and sell alerts for both my long-term investments and my swing trades, and we've been making some really nice calls this month. You get access to over 50 private channels. It is a juicy community. Everybody's eating, baby. And if you're interested in getting 4 free stocks on Webull, that's the second link in the description. You have to sign up and deposit $100. 2 of those stocks are valued at $3,700 each. Free money, baby. So I'm going to start it off with what is potentially the most obvious one and what I expect to take up a lot of my time next week. It is CCIV, okay? The SPAC that is rumored to be merging with the company that is Lucid Motors. Pretty much one of the hottest topics in the entirety of the market right now when it comes to growth stocks. So this is one that I have been covering every day or two because there's been more and more news, more and more circumstantial evidence coming out every single day. So if you do want that information, please go and watch those videos back. Now, I did buy 500 shares of this company at $12.86 a share. We made intraday all-time highs of $21 on Friday, before coming all the way back down to $16.58, and we closed the day ultimately at, where are we, 1863. Sorry, 1809, not 1863. Now, this has been some of the most insane price action I have seen in the market, full stop, even when it comes to these SPACs. The first few days we found out about this rumor, okay, we went on a really nice run up, and we actually made these upward trend lines, and we respected them on several occasions, both in the upwards direction and the downwards direction. By day 3, we had created 2 areas of support, one of which is at 1663, and one of which was at 1803. And you will see on Friday, we pretty much closed right on that second area of support. But what you will also see from Friday, okay, is we opened up pretty much at the bottom at 1663. We went and we tested our next area of support at 1803, and we shot back up into these trend lines. It was incredible. Very quickly after, we came all the way back down, broke through both of those areas of support, touched off 1663, and came straight back up onto that area of support. They have to be the first company we speak about today. These guys are going to be so incredibly volatile on Tuesday, in my personal opinion. It's a long weekend. There was a lot of people holding these guys. A lot of people may be nervous. A lot of people may be more confident. A lot of people got to do research. We found out some new circumstantial evidence, some new news that points in the direction of this merger actually happening. I expect a lot of people to want to get in on this play, even at the $18 mark. Nothing has changed since Friday, in my personal opinion. These are still our 2 areas of support. I don't think we have to worry unless we really break through 1663 with any momentum. You can see that on 5 separate occasions, okay, on 5 separate hourly charts, we have broken through that area of support and came straight back up above it very quickly. So as long as we stay above there, we're looking good. Now, the real thing that's going to move this company is an announcement from CCIV or Lucid Motors saying that the merger is happening. I expect it to happen relatively soon. Again, there is a rumor that they want to go public by April, okay? Now, my friends, when it comes to SPACs, generally they are announced at least 3 months before the deal closes. And if they do want to be public before April, an IPO is out of the question because it takes a whole lot longer. I'm going to be watching these guys very closely. To me, they could be a swing, they could be a long-term investment. I expect myself to at least leave some of my 500 shares in there for a long time because I think Lucid is a fantastic company. But that's why they're making the list today, my friends. Okay, so we have another company, another growth stock that a lot of people will be aware of. It's Tattooed Chef, okay? Ticker symbol TTCF. Now, this is a company that I am not yet invested in, but I have been watching for a very long time. And there are a few prominent areas that I would be looking towards for an entry point with this company. Now, you can see on Friday there was actually a considerable sell-off, a 5.71% red day for the company, but that's not exactly uncommon for these guys. They do have big swings upwards and big swings downwards. Ultimately, they're sitting at 25.28 a share right now. One area I personally am very interested in is right at around the 22.90 mark. You can see there's a lot of support there, but you can see some quite unhealthy price action in these guys on numerous occasions. Lots of gaps up, even some gaps down. They all did get filled in, but if you were like me and looking for an entry point, I would keep your eyes peeled for 22.90, and I do think that there is potential for that to be hit next week, or this week technically, but it's no guarantee. Now, ultimately, my friends, that's not even 10% away, okay? If you're looking to open a long-term position in this company, I don't think you need to be so greedy. My real plan with this company is just to start dollar cost averaging relatively soon. To be honest, I'd probably buy them at 25.50, but I wouldn't build my whole position immediately. Say, for example, if I want 500 shares in this company, I'd probably buy 100 to 200 at this price and be willing to dollar cost average a little bit up or a little bit down. This is a company that only has a $1.81 billion market cap. That's not the biggest in the world by any means. Now, it's not exactly a micro cap or anything, but it's quite small still. They're looking for $1 billion in revenue by 2026, so from a long-term point of view, the valuation right now is not terrible by any means. Its current market opportunity for frozen prepared foods is about $34 billion, and it can soon expand into the dessert category, which is going to be another short-term catalyst for these guys. Considering that we do have that market cap of $1.8 billion, that represents considerable upside. Now, there is quite a bit of competition here. There's obviously Beyond Meat. There's even Plant X, who I covered a while ago on the channel. There's a few competitors popping up all over the place, in all honesty. I think it's going to be a very competitive market, but it is a very quickly growing market. It's growing a lot quicker than standard food, so it's definitely one that I want to get involved with. I prefer them to Beyond Meat, etc. I probably will open a position these relatively soon, but I will slowly but surely build it out. I wouldn't feel confident going all in just yet. Now, there is actually a penny stock making it to the list today, okay? Now, I just uploaded the full video on these guys earlier on today, so if you're interested, I please ask you to go watch that one. I give my full bull thesis, essentially. These guys are trading at about $1.58 a share. Only back at the end of December, these guys were a 40-cent stock. Only a week ago, they were still sub $1. You can see just by looking at the 4-hour chart, they have big up moves, they have big down moves, and they also have prolonged periods of consolidation. While I'm looking at them right now, there was a share offering announced, okay? A $50 million share offering at $125 a share. Now, this company has a sub $400 million market cap, so there is a lot of dilution about to hit the market off the back of a huge upwards bull run. To me, that looks like we could expect a pullback. And when you look at the technicals, when you look at that MACD and that RSI, they are both pointing to a little bit of a pullback as well. And what's more is there is a tiny gap between 120 and 121 on the 1 hour chart, the 5 minute chart, the 4 hour chart, and every single chart after hours included, which is right where that direct offering price falls in line with. Now guys, I want to make it clear, a lot of time when we speak about penny stocks in this channel, I'm speaking about swing trading them, but I am genuinely looking at this company as a long-term investment. So right now, this is our main product, the SENS CGM system, constant glucose monitoring system. It's for people with diabetes. They provide a continuous blood glucose monitoring for up to 90 days via an under-the-skin sensor. This could be revolutionary. Now, there are competitors out there, and there are bigger competitors out there, but these guys genuinely have some of the best technology. So if you want my full thesis, go check out that video from earlier on. Now, it is still a penny stock, guys. I'm not going to sit here and act like it has to go up in value, but what I will say is I haven't had conviction this high on a penny stock since OEG, which shot up 200% in 2 weeks. Now, that doesn't mean this one has to. There's a very real world where this comes back down to the $1 mark or even lower in the short term. So please don't be going all in. Don't put too much money into these guys. Just because I'm bullish on them and may open up a long-term position doesn't necessarily mean that you should. Always do your own research and your own due diligence, my friends. Virgin Galactic. Okay, so a lot of you guys probably know why this is making the list this week in particular. So recently we found out about the ARK X. ARK Invest plan to launch a space ETF, and this spent a lot of these space related companies flying, okay? Virgin Galactic, Momentous, a lot of the big players and a lot of the small players saw 10 to 30% days. Look, very clear to see. Virgin Galactic had a strong area of resistance right at around 2760. This news came out, we gapped up, we went all the way up to 33.79, which is obviously really fun to see. It's great to see in your portfolio. The percentage goes up way higher. You've made a lot of money. I'm long term in this company. I had zero intention of selling these guys at the top and looking for a re-entry. But what I do want to say is, to me, there's a big gap created. It's very likely we come back down and test that 27.60 range, potentially next week. That's why I have to get them in today's video, to let you guys be aware of that fact. These are my favorite space play. Momentous is a very close second, and there are a few more in there that I'm watching, but these guys are my favorite. We have several catalysts that will be coming over the next 5 months or so that could send these guys soaring up towards all-time highs. Ultimately, Richard Branson could go to space within the next 2 months, if not, hopefully within the next 5 months. And this company is going to be going to the moon, basically. Now, I bought my shares in these guys when they were sub $15 and sub $17. That's where I accumulated my full position. And even I would more than likely be willing to buy some if we came back down sub 25. But if you really are looking to get into these guys, if you don't want to try time it too closely, I would be looking towards that 27.60 mark, my friends. When the ARC X actually does launch, I mean, I'm pretty much 99% certain Cathy Wood is going to be buying these guys. That's going to move these guys up in price in itself. We've seen how that works with ARC several times. So if you can get in before that, you're more than likely going to be okay, my friends. But again, this is a high risk one and a lot of things could go wrong over the next couple of years. But I think these guys are going to pay us handsomely over the years to come. And the final company I want to speak about is actually Palantir. And these guys have been making it into the list quite a lot lately, my friends. So Palantir is in this very prolonged period of consolidation. Go all the way back to the 25th of November. And we've been trading in this range here. The bottom of it being about $23.60, the highs of it being, you know, right below $30 a share. And we really have respected this for a long time. There's an article here that says, is Palantir set to break out and retest highs? Now, I personally don't think that's going to happen next week, but I do think something like this could be happening over the next couple of weeks. But there is one other thing I want to bring to your attention, is Jim Cramer, and he said that most people don't even know what Palantir does. And I agree. A lot of guys probably don't, and a lot of people are just playing the hype on this one. They may know that we have an awful lot of government contracts, we play with some really big names, and you know, that might be the people's basis for investing. But recently a Citi analyst, Tyler Rad, called the stock vulnerable in 2021, and I wouldn't even be opposed to disagreeing there. There are some red flags, okay? The lockup period is going to end relatively soon, and there may be some sharp pull-offs over the next 1 to 2 months, but I do think when you look at the 1 to 2 year range, we're in a very good position. Specifically, they see risk around the lapping of RONI related contracts, which have the potential to become headwinds in the second half of 2021 into 2022. They're also more skeptical on the Palantir bull case in the commercial business, where there is optimism that Palantir's simplified new product can drive an inflection in customer growth. Here we see high levels of competition and the lack of investment by Palantir in the right areas limiting success. And they definitely are some of the red flags. They are some of the concerning things about this company, but most growth stocks don't come without at least some warning signs. Me personally, I think it's going to be a rocky road over the next 1 to 2 months in all honesty. But with me as well, I'm looking to build my position. I initially bought these guys, I think it was in the 13s before this big upward move. I have bought a little bit more since then, and I'm going to continue to dollar cost average here, similarly to what I said I would do with Virgin Galactic. So anytime I see a major pullback, that's when I'd be getting involved. I do think they're going to test that 23.50ish mark again relatively soon, and ultimately I think that anything in the 20s right now is a good long-term buy. And if we are for some reason to breach below there, I think we're going to be in fantastic long-term buying opportunities. But anyway, my friends, there are 5 juicy stocks for you to all go ahead and watch next week. If you watch this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me. If you did enjoy, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, drop me a comment down below, and please, my friend, subscribe if you're new around here. If you are interested in joining that private Discord group, that is the first link in the description, my friends. Again, all of my buy and sell alerts, my long-term positions, and my swing trades in real time. Access to over 50 private channels, a community of over 1,500 investors. It's an awesome place. And if you want those free stocks on Webull, that's the second link in the description. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you for another video very soon. Peace.